Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, my intention was to bring you a video where I showed you that the prices of VSTAR Universe, now that it's been out for a few days, the prices are starting to go down and starting to stabilize. It's been out for like a week now almost. So this is the point where the prices, should be going down. That was the video I sat down and planned to make. And then I started checking the prices of the cards and what's going on. And the video we are in fact making today is the prices of these cards from VSTAR Universe. The big cards, the cards that everyone's getting excited about. Yeah, they're not falling. Now, there are some exceptions, but we'll go through all these in a minute. There are some that are actually going down, but not by much. And this is basically here to say VSTAR Universe, right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's holding on pretty gosh darn nicely. Now, the other day I showed you that a lot of the really big cards were sold out. They weren't in stock. Essentially what happened was that people wanted to buy them, tried to buy them, and they were actually sold out and people couldn't. Well, so let's take the Irida as an example. When I showed you the Irida the other day, that was sold out at 32,800 yen. And the good news is, and it is good news, that Irida, as it stands at the moment, has come down in price. It's no longer 32,800 yen. It's 30,800 yen. For those of you that don't know, 2,000 yen really is not a huge amount of money. 2,000 yen, we're talking like $15 or around about £12, which is fine. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not nothing. And I'm not trying to pretend for a second that it is nothing. But 30,800 yen, you're basically talking about $225 or £185. So in that context, the $15 you save is nice, but it's really not a huge amount, ladies and gentlemen. That Irida is still a crazy expensive card. It is still going to set you back a fair amount of money. It is at least in stock now, though. So, there's something. Now, the other really big card was, as I said, one of the other really big cards was the Gold Giratina, which when I showed you last time was sold out at 21,800 yen. Well, the good news is it's in stock, so yay. The bad news is it's 23,800 yen. So in the same way Irida had come down by a couple of thousand, this has now gone up by a couple of thousand yen. You're talking 23,800 yen, so just a smidge shy of 24,000 yen, which means we're talking about $175 or £145. And this gear, I want to collect these Akira Igawa artworks. They are stunning. They are, in my eyes, some of the most beautiful Pokemon cards we have ever seen. But unfortunately, they are just well out of my price range. They're not even close, ladies and gentlemen. I'm afraid they're not even close. I can't justify buying these cards. I want to. Can't do it, ladies and gentlemen. Can't do it. You know that Pikachu I showed you? Now, Pikachu is actually part of a 9-card set. And I've talked about this before. I showed you a whole video the other day. And basically, this 9-card set comes as a God Pack. So either you pull all of them or you pull none of them. There is no middle ground. Okay, fair enough. Well, when I showed you this Pikachu last time, it was sold out at 21,800 yen. And the good news is, it's now in stock for 24,800 yen, which is actually not much, but a smidge higher than the Gold Giratina. That's 1,000 yen more than the Gold Giratina. 25,000 yen, we're talking roughly in the region of $180 or £150. And the thing is, remember, this is only available as the God Pack, and we still don't know what the pull rates are, and it's probably going to be a while before we ever really figure out exactly what the pull rates are for that. But it's fair to assume it's not every 5 seconds. You're not pulling one every 5 seconds. It's probably moderately low in terms of pull rates, and they're just not going down. Maybe it's the hype. Maybe the hype's just kind of still here, and the hype is just not going anywhere. These cards ain't getting cheaper. Now, one that got a tiny weeny bit cheaper, and I mean a tiny weeny bit cheaper, the Elisa Sparkle has gone from 24,800 to 23,800, making it exactly the same price as the Gold Giratina. Although I did make this point when I showed you the other day, that Gold Giratina is a special art rare, as are, a lot of the ones I'm showing you here, the Pikachu's in a God Pack. This is a super rare. You get one special art rare and one super rare per box. So there is a chance you actually get a box with the Gold Giratina. Actually, the Gold Giratina is an ultra rare, sorry. You could get Irida as a special art rare, Elisa as a super rare, and I believe Giratina as an ultra rare all in one box, and maybe a God Pack Pikachu as well. And that would be about the best box in the history of, boxes, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen. The best box in the history of boxes. Now, the good news is I showed you the Arceus the other day wasn't sold out. It was sitting there at 18,800 yen. That has ticked up to 19,800 yen. It's not a huge raise, but it's still gone up. It's still gone up by 1,000 yen. You're talking somewhere in the region of $145 or £120. And to be fair, artwork-wise, this is absolutely beyond stunning. So I completely understand why it's not really going down. This is what I mean about trying to buy these gold cards. I love Akira Igawa as an artist. I think the work they do on this and on One Piece now is absolutely stunning, the One Piece card game. And I love the design of these cards. But what am I going to do? Go and buy the Giratina and then go and buy this? Nah. Maybe I'll try and figure out which one ends up cheapest between Dialga and Palkia. Maybe I'll buy that one. Well, are they going down? No, of course they're not. They're actually ticking up again. So Palkia has gone from 8,980 yen to 9,980 yen, basically 10,000 yen, half the price of the Arceus, which means we're coming in here at $75, or 73, but we're rounding it up, and £60. Okay, so that's not particularly cheap. What about the Dialga? Well, that's actually gone from 7,980 yen to 9,980 yen. So we got parity here with the Dialga and the Palkia. They are now the same price as each other, yay, etc. But, yeah, they're going up. Palkia's gone up 2,000. Palkia's gone up 1,000. Dialga's gone up 2,000 to match it. This is what I meant, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen a couple of them coming down a tiny bit, and then they're all just, other than that, basically just creeping up. These prices are not dropping in the way we would generally expect them to after a week. So let's have a look at the Friends cards. We've got Friends in Hisui. Stunning card, huge fan of that card. That one's actually holding right now. Last time I showed you it was 12,400 yen. Showing you it again today, we are stuck exactly where we were at 12,400 yen. Usually, after a week when the hype dies down and a lot more boxes have been opened, we would generally expect the prices of these cards to be falling. But as I'm showing you here with example after example, that's generally not happening. 12,400 yen, you're talking $90 or £75. Worth pointing out, these Friends cards are also super rares, not special art rares, so they are, different in that regard. As for Friends in Sinnoh, that's the other one. That one has dropped nominally. It's gone from 10,400 to 9,980. So it's basically dropped by like 400 yen. That's not exactly a huge amount. 10,000 yen, pretty much what we're at here. So that's what we saw with Dialga and Palkia, that same price. It's, yeah. These aren't cheap, ladies and gentlemen. These are not falling like we might like. A couple of examples to finish off with. I showed you that Charizard VSTAR is in this set. Please do remember that we had it as a promo. Japan did not have it as a promo. For Japan, it's just in the set. That's very, very important. This one's coming in at the same, basically 10,000 yen. Same thing we saw with the Gold Dialga and Palkia. Same thing we saw with Friends in Sinnoh. So this has actually gone up a tiny bit. Well, actually, not even a tiny bit. It's gone up by 1,500 yen from 8.5 to 10, basically. It's creeping up. And seems like it's just going to keep happening. Don't get me wrong, yes, I know the Irida went down a tiny bit. We did see another example of a tiny drop. But generally speaking, these are all creeping up or holding. These are not getting cheaper. And maybe what's going to happen is, over time, we're going to get more boxes made, more boxes sold. Over time, we're going to see that this is going to keep going up. The stock of it, I mean. Which means that the individual singles are going to keep going. There's going to be more of those singles. And that means that as we go along, it's going to get easier and easier and easier. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, as it stands at the moment, these are not dropping. Maybe they will, but right now, good luck if you want any of these big cards. Like I say, I sat down today with every intention of making a video about how the prices are starting to drop because, a week after the set's release, that's generally the kind of thing I would do. I couldn't make that video, ladies and gentlemen. We had to pivot to a different video. But now I want to know what you think. I want to know what your favourite cards are. I want to know which cards you're hoping to pull, whether you've got any. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord and chat with us, all kinds of fun things, and get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Edgar Menares, who's been a supporter of ours for over a year now, and does seem to be a very lovely person. So thank you very much for the support, and thank you for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.